Lawrence, thanks so much for taking the time to sit with us and talk about your new adventure with Heesen Yachts.
Thank you.
Would you only have considered buying a Dutch shipyard?
Yes. I would not, certainly not the first shipyard. I would not dare to buy an Italian shipyard because I know Italy quite well. And I think it would be too risky for me not being Italian. And I think the fact that I'm Dutch, buying a Dutch shipyard makes a lot of sense. Obviously, I know the business climate, I know the people, but also love, let's say, the legacy of the Dutch. You know, I think shipbuilding is the only luxury manufacturing process going on in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And I think that's amazing. And to be part of that and to continue that legacy, I think that's really driving me.
So how long were you thinking about the decision to buy Heesen? Was it
5 weeks.
5 weeks? Wow.
Literally.
And so what was it that kind of sparked your imagination?
I mean, I visited Heesen 5 years ago. Obviously, I visited all the Dutch shipyards. And I felt I'm a manufacturing person from background. There's something very well organized there. You know, when it was clean, it was, from the manufacturing flow was very logical. So I saw that they can build very good yachts. So I saw the potential.
And you are 100% shareholder?
Yes, yeah. I bought all the shares.
Wow. And so it's often...
So I have all the problems now.
You have all the problems too, yeah.
I cannot hide myself anymore.
There's lots of sayings about a quick way to lose a lot of money building boats. I mean, it is a hard way to make money and an easy way to lose money. So what do you think you can bring to the process that will make sure Heesen's successful for the future?
First of all, I'm Dutch. Secondly, I'm a manufacturing person, and I think the manufacturing process of building yachts is still very traditional. So I see opportunities in robots, automated production processes. In Holland, we have the highest labor cost. And I think that gives us a big opportunity because the return of investment going to automation systems obviously works the best, for where the labor cost is the highest. So I really think we can do improvements in that area. Then being a yacht owner, so I have experienced a yacht. I love the sea. I do kite surfing. I'm always on the water. I think that experience is also nice because many times people are building boats which have never used a boat. So if you have never used a boat, then it's completely, it's an unknown process. So you build a product while you don't know how it's being used. And I think speaking with the yacht owners, obviously I have many friends which own yachts, and we speak a lot about yachts and how to use it and what you can improve. I think that's what I can bring to the shipyard. Then I can bring the financial stability because obviously it's an industry which has ups and downs. So you need to have a pocket. If times are not going well, that you can help the shipyard survive in that period. And then I love the creativity process. So creating new designs, that's really, I want to involve myself in that. I think that's key for the yachting industry. And, to start with the paper, design a yacht, and then to build it. And then 5 years later, you see the yacht, and you use it. I mean, that satisfaction and then process, I love that.
Okay. Well, that reassurance, I'm sure, to the, lots of people in the shipyard, because it'll be nice to see you kind of on the shop floor, meeting the staff and, looking at what...
Yeah, that's a big cultural change because the shipyard, again, was not used to have an owner.
Yeah.
So suddenly he's an owner, and he has ideas and he comes and this and that. And, obviously I also realized that I'm the face of the company. So, I mean, I'm now having this interview with you and not the management team. And I understand that. So I understand my responsibility, about, promoting Heesen, both to the owners, but also to the press.
Yeah, and it's this new, you are effectively, as well as the owner, you're a great marketing tool for the company because as an owner yourself, you're able to relate.
I'm being abused.
Yes. And I just want to rewind to costs a bit because you mentioned costs earlier. So I often I mean, is cost a focus? Is trying to...
Yeah, of a big focus. But first of all, what I'm learning, everybody's talking about the price per GT. So let me clarify that. I think that's very difficult to compare that because it depends a lot on the specifications on the boat, on the interior. So the interior specification can change that dramatically. I want to change it more to total cost of ownership. But owning a yacht is much more than initial spend because you have the operating cost, you have your maintenance cost, you have your resale value. So I would rather go, and I think then the North European yachts are in a much better position than the Southern European yachts, is what is the value after a yacht after 5-10 years? But going back to your question, is cost a relevant item in Heesen? Yes, because I think any percentage, has a big impact on your profitability. So I'm used to run a company very lean and mean, and I want to spend every euro or dollar into the product itself, and I don't want to spill any money outside the process. So I think we should spend the money into the quality of the boat to build an outstanding product. Then we don't have to do marketing because the product itself is your best marketing. And all the costs which are coming into a company over years, I'm planning to cut out.
I liked your answer with the total cost of ownership. It was quite a sophisticated and layered answer. And I think that comes from your experience of having owned yachts.
Yes.
So you're not a neophyte. You're not coming into this with this grandiose idea about running a shipyard. It's this is a...
I'm very realistic.
You are realistic.
Yeah. I know where I enter into.
Yeah.
It's not an easy business.
No. Did you grow up around water? I mean, where was the initial interest from?
I started sailing. My parents put me on sail lessons when I was 6 or 7 years old. I started windsurfing and doing windsurfing competitions when I was 13, 14, 15 years old. I do kite surfing. I do, in fact, all the water sports. Wow. I swim almost every day. I wakeboard, water ski. So I think on my boat we have all the toys you can imagine, and I love to do it.
So why don't we talk a bit about your yacht owning experience? You have a large yacht at the moment. Yes. Called Samadhi.
61 meter. Yeah.
61 meter. How long have you owned her?
Almost 2 years.
And previously, so how long have you been in the kind of yacht ownership?
I started with small. My first boat was a 37-foot boat. I have my own captain license, so I've been cruising around. And then I went up to 54, to 75, and then the first yacht was also Dutch built.
Some of the custom yards, they might aim for a 10% margin on a boat, but then that gets worked down to 5, 4, 3, 2. Some boats are delivered with zero profit on the custom side. I mean, do you have an ideal target margin when you start a project?
If you think about it, if you think about the car industry or the luxury industry, like I always give the example of a Birkin bag, Hermes bag. So it's probably made for 500, maybe €1,000, and it's sold for 10,000 and 15,000. So why is the yachting industry, which is such a luxury industry, why is that cost base? Because it is what you're saying, okay, this is the cost, and then you add your profit, and you're kind of happy if you make at the end, when you make profit, and then it's maybe if you look to the annual accounts of all those companies, they make 1 or 2% profit, and next year they make a little loss. That's typical for a very luxury product. And look how complicated a yacht is. Yeah. Look how much responsibility you take as a shipyard, on warranty, on the performance, etc. So how can it be that I would almost say a stupid little leather bag, can be sold with such a margin, and a shipyard, which in my opinion, provides is much more technology, much more innovation, much more responsibility, has such a small margin?
I mean, it's sort of like the $1 million question in yachting, isn't it? How do you build a yacht with a 20-30% margin that everyone's happy with?
I received a very nice report about the yachting industry from McKinsey. And they are saying there are kind of 60 shipyard building companies, and there's a shortage of capacity. I think if we get more scarcity in the yacht building, that's the way to do it. And I think what is important from Heesen's perspective, that we have a clear mission and a strategy, that everybody in the companies understands, okay, this is the direction we're going to, and that we are in that process, engage the owners, the captains in that journey, and that they want to participate in it. So I hope today we are on a Heesen and the owner is very proud to own a Heesen. And that's obviously what you want to see.
And do you see the average age of Heesen owners coming down? Generally, there's a youthful trend in yacht ownership. Is that true?
Yeah, and I think that's an advantage of Heesen. I think we attract a little bit of a younger owners. So I think we benefit from that our boats are looking cool and a little bit more sportive, lower, lean. Yes, yeah, I think that's and that also means, and you see the people, the internet. Obviously, you can work globally, you can travel with the boat, you can take a school teacher on board, if you have young children.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a trend. Another trend is people in Asia and people in the Middle East who are using the boat completely different than we used to.
Yeah.
So if you want to attract that market, where obviously a lot of people are potential buyers, we need to rethink, the layout of the boat and how they use it.
I mean, that Heesen, has found, considerable success in the market in the semi-custom space. I mean, you build to a platform, you take a boat almost to delivery, you find an owner, and that's the business model, and it's been very successful for a very long time. If you're talking about markets that want slightly more unconventional layouts and different usages of those spaces, I mean, how custom can Heesen go, I suppose?
So I would always recommend an owner to use an existing proven platform, which is working well and is not, let's say, hole number one. So that's what we do, and then we can build up any kind of superstructure on top of that. So you can still personalize, but you use the hull. And we have very fuel-efficient hulls. I think that's also because there's a lot of discussion about sustainability. The easiest thing to do is to make your hull fuel efficient. It's the easiest savings, and that I think is the future of Heesen. That we have existing platforms, we build up different kind of superstructures. Proven platform, reduce the delivery time to the owner.
I suppose the obvious question I haven't asked is when are you going to buy a Heesen?
As I just told you, I'm going to construct one right now, and that's a new design, and I'm very proud of that. So that will be ready in 4 years.
So, 100% definite.
Yes.
In 4 years' time.
And then I will have an Heesen yacht here in Monaco, because I want the owners to be able to come on board, experience the yacht. So that will be in the port of Cap d'Ai, and that will be in the beginning of next year, so that we can really show the owners, this is a Heesen yacht, this is the quality, come on board. We have a chef, make a nice meal, and the people can experience what is Heesen all about.
Well, Lawrence, it's been a real joy. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit with me.
Pleasure.
I mean, I love Heesen, always have, and I think
you say that now because you sit next to me.
No, it's true. It's true. Sarah will tell you. I've always been a huge supporter and fan of the brand, and so it's really exciting watching you embark on this journey.
We're going to work very hard, and we're going to make a lot of changes. And I think if you work with passion, if you work with your heart, I think you will be successful at the end. And it's a long-term project. It's not something what you can change, because what we do now takes 4 or 5 years to materialize. You need to have some patience.
Patience. But that's nice to hear too. It's not kind of like a private equity investment,
No.
It's a long-term project to build a really, really amazing brand.
In the press release, I said it is a dream, and that's how I embrace it. We want to be successful. We want to be profitable. We want to grow the business. But with a long-term vision.
Perfect. I believe. Cheers, Lawrence.
Thank you.
Take care.